Honesty, transparency, accountability, integrity, teamwork, and professionalism are the core values that underpin the work of Maendeleo Wanawake organization. Finding an organization that works and delivers exemplary work in all the 47 counties in Kenya is similar to the biblical finding of a needle in a haystack. However, this is not to say that all is lost. Maendeleo Wanawake has been impacting lives of women in all parts of Kenya since 1952. Over the 70-year period, Maendeleo Wanawake organization has had strong leaders with disruptive and innovative ideas. Mama Phoebe and the Honorable Zipporah Kitoni are some of the maverick women who have sat in the chairperson's office and steered the Maendeleo Wanawake organization to greatness. The other women who got the chance to serve the women of Kenya as national chairpersons are 1962 to 1967, Mrs. Jael Mbogo; 1967 to 1968, Mrs. E.M. Mwendwa; 1968 to 1971, Mrs. Ruth Habwe; 1971 to 1984, the late Mrs. Jen M. Kiano; 1984 to 1985, Mrs. Teresa Shitacha; 1985 to 1986, Mrs. Mary Mwamodo; 1986 to 1989, Mrs. Francisca Otete; 1989 to 1996, Mrs. W.K. Onsando; 1996 to 2006, Mrs. Z.J. Kitoni; 2006 to 2014, Mrs. Rukia A. Subo. Mrs. Rehab Moyo is the current office bearer. She has been in this office since 2014 and her work speaks for itself.
In 2020, during our AGM, December 15th, His Excellency launched the water project for us. This is my pet project as I lead this institution. It was my hope and passion that we can get women to harvest water. I had witnessed a lot of water harvesting. Indeed, the first water harvesting I experienced was in Spain in the year 1992 when I was attending an expo. And I could see Spain has so many tourists and they don't have a lot of rain. Water was harvested. And it was my passion that we can do water harvesting if I get in the leadership of this institution. The partnership between My Warden and Equity, and previously with the Tank Plastics and currently seeks to ensure that every woman in the grassroots household gets at least 10,000 liters of water tank to harvest rainwater that is clean, time-saving, and reliable for domestic use. So far, we have covered 17 counties. In sensitization, we have covered 1,706 individuals. We owe this to Equity.
Kuna grupu yetu ya Grace ya Maendeleo ya Wanawake ambayo imekava the whole ward. Maendeleo ya Wanawake, mimi ni delegate, na tulipopata huu ujumbe wa projects tanks kutoka kwa chair wetu wa Maendeleo, Madam Rahabu Muyu, tulianza mara moja, nikakusanya wamama na nikawaelezea, nikawapasha huu ujumbe wa hii project ya Maendeleo ya Wanawake ambao wameweza kupartner na Equity Bank na Tank, kwa sababu Madam Rahabu Muyu alikuwa ametuletea officers wa Equity tukiwa Masii kwa uchaguzi, wakatuelimisha pale.
Financial literacy is one of the aspects that Maendeleo Wanawake pushes for, and they do this by linking women to financial institutions and availing the necessary information that they require to make well-versed decisions.
I'm a relationship officer pamoja banking, Equity Bank Machakos. That is, I train groups in the bank so that we can finance them good loans. So I've been a trainer by Grace Women Group, which is a Maendeleo ya Wanawake group here at Mavoko, Kiasa. So we reach out to our customers wherever they are. Venye Maendeleo ilifanya mobilization, we said we will not keep their dreams low, but we will come and capacity build them and empower them financially. So I've been meeting Maendeleo ya Wanawake by Grace Women Group here at Kiasa every Wednesday at 10 for 1 hour. I do the trainings for 30 minutes for the first 6 weeks, so that now they are eligible for loans. They started by having personal accounts, and then we trained them on how to save so that they can qualify for the loans through their savings. So their dream was to get water tanks by last year, which they have already acquired because each of them had enough savings. We did times 5 and others times 10 their savings. So you could find if you have 7,000, you are given 70,000, and that is equivalent to one tank, 10,000 liters. So the women are very cooperative. The experience has been wow to them and also to the bank. They are a nice group, and they have the discipline, the character. They are repaying their loans well. So in December, we came back to them during the group meetings, and we gave them the trees to plant so that now they have enough water, each and every one of them. And we also support their other needs. If they need school fees, they are able to apply the loans in the bank through their same savings. They can have up to 3 loans. So you find they have working capital because most of them are business ladies. And through that, we have seen families growing from one stage to another, and we are grateful.
As we traverse different counties, we get to meet more beneficiaries who can't stop singing praises for the work Maendeleo Wanawake organization is doing in their locality.
Tulipoletewa masomo na Equity Bank, wamama tuliweza kufunguka akili zetu sana. Tukaona kweli wakati mwingine huwa tunakosa kuendeleza familia zetu kwa sababu ya kujua. Watu wa bank waliweza kutuelimisha. Wale tuko na ng'ombe tunaweza tukimaliza hata kuchukua loans za kununua ng'ombe, loans za kununua kama ni mashine ya kusiaga chakula ya ng'ombe, kama ni mashine ya kukamua. Sasa wengi tumejipanga, tukimaliza hii tutaanza, tukiendelea na tanks, tuko na mambo mengi ambayo tunaweza tutajifanyia.
Through maendeleo ya wanawake imetuequip na miti. Ukiona kama Mboma Setu, ukienda saa watu wote wameregister na maendeleo ya wanawake, kuna miti na tumeletewa already, tumepanda. Kwa hivyo tukisema benefit, tunaweza kusema maendeleo ni kitu kitu wakina mama wanaweza kujifunia nayo, ni kitu inawasaidia wakifuata ile sheria sawa wanataka, na ni kitu tunaweza kuenda mbali naye.
Maendeleo nurtures people. Maendeleo makes women be powerful. Maendeleo makes women be leaders. Because as you meet with other people, you tend to learn a lot of leadership qualities from your colleagues.
Hata mimi mkiniona ni mtoto wa mama wa maendeleo. Na wamama wengi hapa Kenya, wale wako na nyadhifa za juu, ukiangalia mwanzo wao, utakuta ni watoto wa mama wa maendeleo.
The real factor behind the exemplary success of Maendeleo ya Wanawake is clear. It is due to your unfailing commitment to the social economic empowerment of all women of Kenya. As an organization, you have clearly demonstrated that the empowerment of women is not merely by holding conferences in high-level hotels in Nairobi. You have been vibrant at all levels of society, especially at the grassroots.
This year, the organization celebrates 70 years in service. Service that has empowered communities across Kenya in line with the Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations.
Mwenyekiti anapokea keki kutoka kwa waziri wetu mpendwa, Mama Margaret Kobia. Asante sana mama, tumehitimu miaka 70 ya maendeleo.
Behind these great milestones, there are women who have stood as pillars of this organization. Allow me to thank all of them, alive and fallen. I am the 12th national chairperson. I stand on the shoulders of 11 chairs and their teams. Between 1958 to 1961 was Honorable Phoebe CEO. Between 1962 and 1967 was Mrs. Jael Bogo. Between 1967 to 1968 was Mwenda. Mrs. Ruth Habwe between 1968 to 1971. Mama Jane Kiano between 1971 to 1984, and for the exactly 13 years, her deputy was Mama Shitaha. It was during their time the Maendeleo building was done under their leadership. Mama Shitaha then came in 1984 to 1985, and from here commissions, as you have been told, started. Na hii ilikuwa tu ni njia ya kuua chama, hatungefika miaka 70. So in 1985 to 86 ikawa ni Mary Mwamondo, 1986 to 89 ikawa ni Mama Otete, and then we had elections in 1998 when Wilkista Onsando came into 1996. 1996, when personally I was elected as a provincial chair in Eastern, Mama Zibora came 1996 to 206. 206 to 2014, former Ambassador Rukia akaingia 206 to 2014, and I came in 2014 to date. Kwa hivyo hii kasi yote si ya mtu mmoja. Siwezi kusimama hapa nikajivunia kwa sababu tunafanya hii, ni yale nimekuja nayo. It has taken the hand of God. Mungu kutusaidia, Mungu kutuwezesha, mafamilia zetu pia kusimama na sisi.
The sky is not the limit. Mesikia mama? The sky is not. The sky is just the beginning. Tunavunja sky, tunaenda into the open skies.
The government will continue to offer Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization support as we work towards the realization of Vision 2030 and also Agenda 2030, which is Sustainable Development Goals. I thank all of you for being this patient as we celebrate Maya at 70. Without your input, and each one of you sitting here represent another 500 women. Each one of you sitting here, or each one of you who puts a one on the table, represents about 500 other women. So you cannot afford to pay. Everybody is looking up to you. I thank you very much for your listening, and a happy Maendeleo at 70.
Turning 70 is a big milestone for Maendeleo. This means we have come of age. We have been able to go through all the stages of our group dynamics, and we feel we are the stage of performing. And it is our prayer that we will stay at that stage, which is exciting, which has new opportunities, and we look forward to being able to impact more women at the grassroots level. Maendeleo has impacted me as a person. I came to Maendeleo when I was pretty young, when I was single. Now I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and there's one thing I have learned from Maendeleo, that leadership doesn't come when you are sent to a position of power. Leadership, you are with leadership all the time. You should show leadership right from the home, in the community, in small groups that we belong to, and eventually to leadership positions. So I would encourage all women, wherever you are, in your home, at the community, you are a leader. And so let us not wait until we become political leaders to be able to show leadership. Maendeleo has also taught me how to be a better person. It has taught me service. A lot of times, the work we do is not paid by anybody. It is just the willingness to serve. And so I'll forever remain grateful to Maendeleo ya Wanawake. I'll remain grateful to our senior leaders who have been so patient in mentoring us. I owe it all to them. I want to particularly thank the national chairperson, Mrs. Rab Muyu, who has been able to mentor me to become who I am. We also remember our very own patron. She has worked with us, and so we say thank you. Senator Zipporah Kitonyi, who is a former chair, has also been able to mentor us, and I am grateful as a person.
I joined Maendeleo ya Wanawake in the year 1991 as a young girl, a young mother. I have grown in this organization. I've gained a lot of experience, and I'm proud to be associated with Maendeleo ya Wanawake.
Maendeleo at 70. Those are many years, meaning that Maendeleo came in before even Kenya got its independence. It's a long time, means Maendeleo has been tested. and it is really, of course, it has had its challenges, its ups and downs, but it has been able to survive until 70 years. We are hoping that we can have another 70. It may not be during our term, but those who are coming into office. There are many achievements I can say Maendeleo has gained in those 70 years. From independence, when we had Mama Phoebe as the first president of the organization, the first African chair. She was then not a chair, but a president after the whites. And coming up all this way up to 70 years, she's lucky she's alive, so she'll be able to see the celebrations of 70 years.
I want to wish Maendeleo every success for the future as we endeavor to go on. And I want the young generation of young women and young men to really take up this good mantle and carry this organization to many, many other years. I would like to see them celebrating 100. I hope I'll still be there to be celebrating the next 10 years in Maendeleo again.
Kwa kusherekea nao Maendeleo miaka hii yote 70, ningefikiri waeleza watu kwa kila province pahali wanaenda, wanawaeleza namna ya kuwa member ya Maendeleo ya Wanawake.
So it is that determination and commitment to say and encourage yourself like Obama, yes I can, and it will be done.
You know, when I look back at the 70 years of Maendeleo ya Wanawake, sometimes I just feel like crying. When I see Rahab really struggling along in various parts of the country, when I see many women in the countryside, in the counties, still holding the Maendeleo ya Wanawake high, and its vision and mission still being discussed and improved, you know, I just take off my hat for the women of Kenya. And I know that this particular organization did expose the hearts of women where it belonged and made Kenya a great nation, and especially the women of Kenya. I know that we have not yet fully arrived, but looking back at what Maendeleo ya Wanawake has achieved in this country and other women organizations, we have won our battle. And we've done well for Kenya. I want to appeal to younger women to join Maendeleo. I know that already Maendeleo right now is getting programs, designing programs for young women in our country, those in the diaspora, to start working together with the elderly women and eventually take over the ownership and the leadership of Maendeleo ya Wanawake. And I know that through Rehab's work in the executive, they are planning the place of young women to join Maendeleo ya Wanawake and to work from within so that young girls and women will be part and parcel of this growth of the organization.
Maendeleo ya Wanawake is a fundamental organization in the Kenyan advocacy space. Championing for women's rights will only end when equality is achieved. For this reason, Maendeleo ya Wanawake is here to stay. Young women should aspire to be part of this noteworthy organization and advance the fight for equality and women's rights. Together, we can forge a society in which all women are empowered to make choices in matters that directly affect them.
My name is Lucy Ngugi. Full names are Lucy Nyambura Ngugi, nominated MCA Murang'a County Assembly. I am also the Deputy Speaker of Murang'a County Assembly. And I'm happy to say that I am the chairperson Maendeleo ya Wanawake in Murang'a County. It has been exciting. I am a very proud member and member of Maendeleo and the chairperson now for Murang'a. And I can attribute my leadership right now in my county to Maendeleo ya Wanawake. You remember way back when President Kibaki used to give nominations and slots for Maendeleo ya Wanawake, it did not happen to me, but I think having been in Maendeleo, having been nurtured by the Maendeleo women, my counterparts, the members of Maendeleo, it is what nurtured the leadership skills in me. And so when I vied for the seat in my ward and I did not get it, Maendeleo ya Wanawake came in handy to recommend me for the nomination. I would like to confirm also that I am not the only politician that has been nurtured by Maendeleo. It is on record that we have other leaders who are in the county assembly and even in the National Assembly from Murang'a that are direct beneficiaries of Maendeleo. Like my sub-county chair for Kandara is a nominated MCA, Honorable Diana Muthoni. In Maragua, the sub-county chairperson for Maendeleo ya Wanawake is also an MCA in Murang'a County Assembly. Her name is Honorable Elizabeth. I also have Honorable Jacinta, who is the chairperson for Keharo sub-county. So, and that is not just all. Apart from being at the county assembly, we have other levels of leadership in Murang'a County where we recognize the people that have been nurtured by Maendeleo. We have people running the community institutions and community activities, like at the hospitals, at the schools. We have Maendeleo ya Wanawake women running those institutions.
Mama Phoebe was able to go to Parliament in 1979, the affirmative actions, the Beijing. And then women coming into Parliament, most of the women we have today, Governor Ngilo, Her Excellency, was the divisional chair of Kitui before she became a member of Parliament. I know this because I went to campaign for her when she stood in 1992. Senator Beth Mugo was also a district, either division or something in Dagoretti. Before then she got into active Parliament. We come again to Zibora, who has been in Parliament, has been a senator. We go to Grace Mwewa, we go to Mheshimiwa Lishomo from Samburu when she was nominated, I think, by President Kibaki in 2007. We go to our late sister Zainab Chisuga. We go to Alice Wahome, who was our Kandara chair in Maendeleo before she became a member of Parliament, and hers was very tough when she first came in as a member of Parliament. I mean, the list of vendors I've talked about, Kama, who is a deputy speaker today, our late lister, Her Excellency Governor Laboso. So we have many people we claim, not now then talking about. We had in this institution over 40 MCAs from the government of 2017. About 7 of them, or 8, are our county chairs elected, and the rest were nominated by the good name of Maendeleo in 2017 after we were able to go around the country and be able to have Her Excellency hear the needs of the grassroots women. So many of our women were nominated. So I think politically we could do better. We don't have the 2/3. I know we have the 47. And I can tell you the 47, I remember we were in County Hall with Mama Aida and all these people, the CJ. We were on all those grounds of KICC. And I remember we even went to Parliament and everybody had to go and talk to their member of Parliament pushing for 47. So I would have on my part, any minister, you have a minister from your side, mwenye saitoti, anashika saitoti, this bill has to pass through, na mimi Kalonzo hapa, na I remember my member of Parliament was Charles Kilonzo, and everybody went to their member of Parliament. And we were like saying, if you don't pass this bill for us, then we'll have to consider what we do with your coming elections. They were good to us, because most of the members of Parliament were men. And we found ourselves where we are with the 47 women seats. So politically, Maendeleo has been able to just take women out of that, outside that Parliament, demonstrate, speak, have placards all the way from here to Parliament, and get what I think we've governed so far. So I think we've tried in matters of political empowerment. We can do better, and I think when we then look back and look at the CSs, talk of them, starting with our very own Professor Kobia. That one came from the university. She may have not been in the women movement, but look at the job she has done in the last 4 years when she's a minister. It's like she was in this movement before all of us. Talk of Mama Aida, the very wife of the former prime minister. She has been in this movement. Talk of the CJ, That was the first chair of FIDA. Talk of our CS Rachel Mamo. She was one time a chair of FIDA. Talk of Mother Karua. These are the founders of FIDA. Talk of Justice Njokindungu. These were the people in FIDA. I mean, the list is endless. The first Deputy Chief Justice was Nancy Barasa. They were in FIDA. So the list of political empowerment, I think we've tried.
Maendeleo ya Wanawake has started the conversation of this nature. Probably at the end of it, these good women who are our mothers, who are our sisters, grandmothers, aunties, with the ability to ask the right questions to the people who will be coming to seek leadership for this country.
Kama mama atatembea kilomita 10 afike maternity, ujue kuna shida kwa hiyo county. Kiongozi ambaye analeta maternity access karibu na akina mama anasaidia mama, kwa sababu mama atakuwa na afya, na akimaliza mambo ya mtoto ataingia kwa biashara na atakuwa na pesa yake.
Maendeleo ya Wanawake was born in 1952 at the height of struggle for Kenya's independence. While the organization, under its white leadership, pledged itself to improving the home and family life of African women, the country reeled under a state of emergency, and practically all our leading nationalists were detained. Its checkered history includes allegations of its use by colonial authorities to subvert the freedom struggle, while throughout the country its members conducted classes in cooking, nutrition, sewing and literacy that empowered women in the local communities.
The handicraft sector, which there are mamas who are not talked a lot much, but they had a big movement which employed very many young people. You have my late sister, Mother Mugambi, who we had appointed a trustee before we lost her. Mother was in IPOA before we lost her. Mother was in the first business and professional women with Mama Mbedi Mogo. There was Mama David. Mama David Mutua, she was the wife of our first principal immigration officer, the late Mr. Mutua. She was very keen on this export business. There is the late, my sister Eunice Mutia, who we also lost. She was a district chair of Mwingi. There was the late Agnes Mutoni, we also lost her. There is the late Naomi Muniu, we also lost her from Kiambu. Naomi was a big exporter. This is an industry which carried many people. There are people like Mheshimiwa Nyamato. Currently we have Elsie from Kakamega. She was in this industry. The National Secretary Maendeleo was in that industry. And then, of course, myself, I was in it for over 3 decades. This is an industry which women were able to get handicrafts, export them to all parts of the world, whether it was Japan, whether it was in China, mainly the US and Europe. And this is before Europe became one. Europe only became one in 2000. So we would go to Germany, go to Italy, go to Spain differently. And these were mothers and these were family businesses. Women who behaved like ambassadors of this country with a lot of integrity were able to have that economic empowerment, and Maendeleo was very key in those basket and that industry then. So that is a pillar where many women have come up and done a lot of business, but the handicraft industry, even when you look at Maendeleo at 30, you will see a lot of photos showing kiondos and women, and it was a big business, employing very many people. Anybody who went to the US in the 80s, 84, 85, if you ask them, many of the students carried baskets from this country, sold them in New York, sold them in Massachusetts, sold them in California, and paid their fees. Whether it is in Europe, in Frankfurt, in Paris, all those places. This is an industry which many people don't talk about. And this is when we didn't have liberalization of the Kenyan market. We only started getting a free forex market in 94. I'm talking about the 80s. So a lot of business was done there, and this is a very quiet group of women who do not say much of what they have contributed into the economy of this nation.
Maendeleo ilitufikia sisi wa mama, na tunafurahi kwamba maendeleo ya wanawake kama sisi wa mama imeweza kutuweka mbele, na zaidi kazi yetu hii ya mkono ambaye ni ya ushanga ni kazi ambaye ninafurahia, na ninasema asante kwa sababu imeweza kunisomeshea watoto. Na pia hata katika familia yangu pia imeweza kunipatia mapato ambaye kwanza nimenunua ng'ombe kutoka kwa hiyo mambo ya ushanga. Na pia nashukuru sana kwa sababu mwezi wa 3 nilifanikiwa kwenda Dubai, na kule nilienda na nikauza, na niliona ni biashara ambayo ni mzuri sana, na nikafurahia kusikia kutoka kwa wenzangu kwamba kazi hii pia imetupeleka mbele. Kwa hivyo nataka niseme ama niambie wenzangu ya kwamba tusidharau kazi yetu ya mkono ambayo Mungu wetu ametuambia. Kazi ya mkono ni kazi ambayo imebarikiwa. Kwa hivyo nataka niambie wenzangu wengine ya kwamba tupende kazi yetu ya mkono, ya ushanga, kwa sababu inatupatia pesa ambayo inasaidia family zetu.
Thanks to Maendeleo Wanawake, women can take 3 months away from work after delivery to nurse the baby and regain their strength. The 1973 appeal by Maendeleo Wanawake organization made this possible.
Wakati wa maternity, ulikuwa hupewi leave, ulikuwa lazima ukae tu na mtoto wako siku chache, alafu uwe ukifanya kazi, urudi kwa kazi yako, ama kazi ile itapewa mwingine. Tulienda kwa President Jomo Kenyatta kuuliza ile, akaambia serikali watu wakipata mtoto wakae miezi 6, wakipata mshahara ndio warudi tena.
They are now fighting their 2/3 of their parliamentary seat, and they are well set. You wait for 2022, you'll see it.
Times are changing, and we are encouraging young membership to come. We want them to come now and come up with their new technologies to improve the organization, to also maybe change our minds from what we believed in before to what the world is coming up with. So we are now encouraging young membership. They come, they bring their resources, they bring their new ideas so that we can also improve the organization. Technology has come, and they can also, take the organization into other high heights.
This is the house which is nurturing the future leaders of this country. We have got very good projects within Maendeleo, which if you come a member, is when you will know what you are missing. So I'm requesting those, like I've said, I'm requesting those who are not members to become members of Maendeleo. And also the women with homes who are struggling with the fetching water very far away, please be members of Maendeleo so that you can join this famous water project between us and our partners, Ndumu Tanks, Equity Bank, Musoni Microfinance. It does not cost too much, but you will benefit when you pay little money, get the training through Equity, and be able to purchase a water tank. It will take a lot of burden from each one of you.
Maendeleo has a membership of about 4 million members. We also have affiliated groups, that is about 25,000 affiliated groups. We have elected leaders countrywide. We have 17,780 elected leaders countrywide. And our structure runs from the wards to the sub-counties, to the county and the national. At the wards level, we have elected leaders. In the 1,450 wards in this country, we have elected leaders in each ward. That means we have about 14,500 elected members at the ward. At the sub-county level, as you are aware, Kenya has 290 sub-counties. And in every sub-county, we have 10 elected leaders, that making it 2,900 elected Maendeleo leaders at the sub-county level. Other counties, we have, once again, 10 elected leaders in every county, and that translates to 470 elected leaders. At the national level, we have 11 members. And these members represent the 8 regions and a few co-opted members. All these members form the organs of Maendeleo. And the national chairperson is the foremost elected leader in the organization and also serves as the spokesperson of the organization. Maendeleo, as we mentioned that we are unique, we run through our organs. We have the first organ, which is, we call it the supreme organ of the organization, which is the AGM. The AGM is made up of the 470 elected leaders at the county level and a chairperson from every sub-county, making it 760 members of the AGM. And as I say, that is a supreme body of the organization. Then we have what we call the National Executive Council. In other organizations, we refer to the NEC as a board. And this board is made up of 58 elected Maendeleo members. And these are the 47 county chairs, the 11 national officials who form the board. We have the National Steering Committee, which is the NSC, and it's a national organ. The NSC work is to supervise the Secretariat and coordinate implementation of board's resolution and decisions from the Secretariat level. The NSC works through committees. We have a number of committees. One committee that I want to talk about is the Executive Committee. That is the one that runs the organization on a day-to-day and reports to NSC, which reports to the board reports to the AGM, which, as again I said, is a supreme organ of the organization. We have a Secretariat, which is headed by the CEO. The CEO, together with managers, form the management team of Maendeleo, and we are also the technical advisors to the organs of Maendeleo ya Wanawake. As I said once again, is that all the activities of Maendeleo are run through by the Secretariat with oversight from the board and coordination from the NSC members.
Kwa niaba ya wamama wa Bungoma County, ningependa siku zijazo, tumesherehekea leo miaka 70. Ningependa siku zijazo tuone wamama wa maendeleo ya wanawake wakinufaika kutoka kwa miradi. Haswa sisi Bungoma tuko na plot yetu ya maendeleo ya wanawake ambao tulipewa na the late President Moi, na hivi karibuni tutaweza kupata title ama lisi yake na tungependa tuidevelop. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji msaada kutoka kwa ofisi kuu ya Nairobi na viongozi wote kutoka Kenya, na tunajua wakati tutaweza kudevelop hiyo ploti, wamama wataweka pale shares zao na mwisho wa mwaka wataweza kupata dividend ambao watafurahia kama maendeleo ya wanawake. Na pia tunakuja kuwa na uongozi mwezi wa 8 mwaka huu. Tunaendelea kuomba amani, 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 tukuwe na amani, tuhubiri amani na tusupport wamama wenzetu ili tuhakikishe tuko na viongozi wengi kina mama katika National Assembly, kwa Senate, hata ugavana.
Nataka kushukuru kwa ajili ya kongamano hili. Vile ninavyoona historia kwa miaka 70, sisi tumekuwa baadhi ya watu ambao tumefaidika na hii movement ya maendeleo ya wanawake. Mimi hasa mwanamke singeweza kupata nafasi hii nikiwa kufanya kazi kama administrator. Kwa hivyo nataka kushukuru wamama waanzilishi, wengine ni marehemu, wengine wako hai, lakini walifanya jambo mzuri na sisi tumeshikilia kutoka hapa ili tukaone ya kwamba hata vizazi vijavyo wasichana wetu nao pia wanafaidika zaidi hata kuliko sisi. Tunaomba tu saa hii tupate resources, tuweze kujenga hiyo plot yetu na tuanze kupata at least some income kwa wamama wote. Na hasa watoto wetu vijana, wasichana, we call upon them. Tunawaambia watie bidii katika nyanja za elimu ili wanaposema 30% representation ya gender tuweze kufikia mahali pale. Elections wa mama ni very key na vulnerable. Hatutaki wamama wajihusishe katika siasa mbaya. Wahubiri amani kwa watoto, wazee, ili tunapoelekea kupiga kura, tupige kura za amani.
Maendeleo wanawake, tulikuwa tumekuja kama wamama ile walianza, ile wamama wasee na ile wamama wako sahi. Sasa tulikuwa tunakuja kushirikiana kama repeat pale. Hiyo ndio furaha yetu. Tulikuja hapa kuchikana kama wamama ya maendeleo wanawake. Kwa vile maendeleo wanawake tunampenda sana kwa vile ametupeleka sisi mbali. Tumeenda mbali, tunakuja kujuana, tunakuja kuona mama maendeleo wengine hata sisi tuende tufanye. Mimi naambia wamama tushikane pamoja. Kwa vile sisi tukishikana kama wamama hakuna kitu hatuwezi kufanya. Sisi tukishikana kama wamama hata tukitaka hata kwa upande ya uongozi. Tunaweza kusema hata tunataka president na tunachukua. Kwa vile wamama wa Kenya tunataka kushikana pamoja na tukue kitu moja. Na tuweze kuongozwa na mtu akusemekana na wasee sisi hawa peke yao ndio wanaweza. Hata sisi kama wamama tunaweza. Unaona hapa hii kiwanja imejaa na ni wamama peke yao. Tukitaka kufanya kila kitu tutafanya. Naambia wamama wa Kenya, wamama wa maendeleo, machaledi wetu tunawapenda na tunawaheshimu kwa vile nakuja kuweka sisi pamoja.
Wanapokea certificate washapokea kutoka kwa excellency. Wanapokea kutoka kwa excellency, zote ziko na majina yao.